Growing a photography business to six figures. It may sound crazy, but growing a photography business to six figures in 12 months is very, very possible, as long as you know what you're doing. So keep watching to learn how to grow your photography business to that six-figure mark in less time than you think. Hello, my name is Mike Lloyd, and I am a professional boudoir photographer in Silicon Valley, California. I've been doing this since 2010 and teaching since 2012. And because I live in the most expensive part of America, making six figures is not enough. Like, you're at poverty level if you're making under $100,000 here, which around the country sounds absolutely ludicrous. It's pretty ludicrous. But I had to get my business well above that mark if I was going to survive here. And we know as business owners that just because I bring in $100,000 does not mean I'm keeping $100,000. You need to bring in like $300,000 to keep $100,000. So learning to get past that mark was motivation real fast, so I wouldn't have to get another job. And I'm going to share my 5 biggest tips with you to get you to that $100,000 mark as fast as possible. Number 1 is charging appropriately. Number 2, market relentlessly. 3, ask for referrals. Number 4, outsource your work. And number 5, encourage repeat bookings. All of these things might sound super obvious to you, but I'm going to give you a little bit different take on them and tell you how you can actually start using them today, even if you don't have any clients yet. You might be like, cool, referrals, that's great, but I have no one to send me referrals and I have nothing to outsource yet. Stay with me. All right, so number 1, firstly, you have to charge appropriately. And that's going to mean something a little bit differently for everyone. We are professionals. We offer a professional service. We have to charge like professionals. Not only do we have to, but we should want to. Because if you don't value your own work, your clients won't value it. And if you don't believe that you deserve to be making money, then you're not going to make money. That is guaranteed. Mindset work is a huge part of running a business. And that's why I have so much of it in the business mastery course at boudoirguild.com. So if you want to know some of those hacks to rewire your brain to be a successful business person, because you can't just wing it and suddenly start making a ton of money, head to boudoirguild.com and pick that up. So the mindset work is huge, and you have to charge what you're worth. And as I mentioned before, just because you bring in $100,000 does not mean you keep that, because we pay taxes, we have insurance cost and a building or hotel rooms if you rent that. Our camera gear, not cheap. We have editing software, we have computers, we have all of these things that cost money. Plus, like your home and food. Maybe you want to actually have fun once in a while. All of that costs money. So you need to make enough money to cover the business and afford your lifestyle of choice, whatever that looks like. For some people, that's a ton of traveling and expensive things. For others, it's living very simply and, tending to your home garden. Maybe it's a little bit of both. Whatever it is totally fine. But you have to charge enough to keep the business alive and to support your lifestyle. And if you're not going to do that, you might as well just go get a job, because the business cannot survive and you cannot survive without that money. And the only way to do that is to charge enough for your work to cover all of those things. So boudoirguild.com, I have the pricing and sales course there. Teach you how to do all of that. It's super simple if you know what you're doing. My sales average is $4,000. You can do that too. I have photographers all over the country, not even in expensive areas like mine, who have averages around mine or even above mine. So you can absolutely do it where you are. Even if $2,000 a client is going to absolutely transform your life, you can 1000% do that. Number 2 is market relentlessly. You need to be in front of your clients as often as it takes to stay top of mind and not be annoying, which there's a balance. You will find it, I promise. Do not be afraid of the unsubscribe. Do not be afraid of somebody not commenting on your stuff. I've had clients who followed me for years and never once responded to an email or commented on a social media post, but then they book me and tell me, oh, I've been following you for years and I love all the stuff you do. And I'm like, why do you never comment? And they're like, I don't know, I just didn't feel like it. Cool. You don't need 10,000 followers. You don't need 1,000 people on an email list. You don't need to be on television and the radio and in magazines and all these other things. You just need to stay in front of your clients all the time. Maybe you're sponsoring their kids' school fundraiser and you're volunteering with your Chamber of Commerce, and you could have 1 or 2 social media accounts. You don't need to have all of them. And you have an email list that you send a weekly email out to, or maybe just 2 a month. Just something to stay top of mind. But marketing never ends, and it's not campaign driven. I do run marketing campaigns, but you need evergreen content as well. And evergreen means it is just as effective if someone reads it today as if they read it 1 year from now. Whereas opposed to a sale or a seasonal thing is just a temporary piece of marketing content, blog posts are great year round. These YouTube videos are great no matter when somebody watches them. They're just as effective. Whereas an email for a sale you're offering is only good in that time. So you need to offer a ton of evergreen content and do campaign-based content. And if you're not quite sure what all those things are, what the difference is there, boudoirguild.com, check out the marketing course and I walk you through all that. I never stopped marketing when everything shut down during 2020. And that was really important. I kept running ads. I kept posting all my social media channels. I kept emailing my audiences. I stayed everywhere. And as soon as we were allowed to reopen again, I had clients booking me. And 2021 ended up being the best year I've ever had in business because I never stopped. If I would have stopped and waited until things were whatever again, then I would have missed all that momentum and all these people would have forgotten about me. And the easiest way to get people to unfollow you, aside from just posting about sales and asking for bookings, is for them to not hear from you for 6 months and then suddenly you show up again because they're going to forget why they even subscribed to you in the first place. So keep that conversation going. Stay relentless. Number 3, ask for referrals. This does not just have to be from past clients. This can be other vendors, maybe a makeup artist or hairstylist you work with, clothing boutiques you can do events with. There are a ton of different ways you can get referrals. I have a referral program in my own studio where if someone sends a friend in, they both get $100 print credit. I build this into my 3 top packages. I have 5 different packages in my menu. The top 3 each come with vouchers for future sessions, and I give them 2, one for themselves and one to give to a friend. Or they can give both to a friend, keep both to themselves, whatever they want to do. But this encourages someone to come back to my studio, and it encourages them to send a friend in. It's way easier for them to refer a friend if they have a voucher in their hand or they have some easy way to do it. Because people aren't just gonna think, you know what, I'm gonna send Mike some clients today and then start calling all their friends to do that. You could do contests, whoever sends in the most people wins their own session as well. And this has to be paid bookings. The entries can't just be inquiries or consultation bookings. Whoever has the most number of paid booking referrals gets a free session, something like that. There are a ton of ways to do it. Get referrals from other people and your sales averages will go up, I promise. Number 4, outsource repeatable work. This is another huge thing because when you're editing your shoots the same way every single time, like the same color grading, the same, removing stuff off the walls and tags and bruises or whatever you're doing, if you're repeating those same steps over and over and over again, you should not be doing them. There's a great quote in the business world: if you don't have an administrative assistant, you are one. It's so true. If you're the one working your own calendar, if you're the one answering silly emails that could have, just check out this blog post, or you're editing, there's a ton of things that you personally do not need to be doing that you can hire a VA to do for you. And you can get someone for $5 to $10 an hour, and they work remotely, and you can have them for 5 hours a week. Think about all the things that you can get done in 5 hours. Would you pay $25 a week to have that much time given back to you? Because that's exactly what you're doing. You are buying that time back by outsourcing it away. I send my editor 4 shoots a week, 100 photos a session. If I had to edit those 400 photos a week, they either wouldn't get done as well, or I would burn out again like I did before. And I'm in no hurry to do that. But instead, I can provide a comfortable living for my editor, and she lives in the Philippines. so she charges a fraction of what a local editor would charge. I can pay her what she asks, and I can give her bonuses, and she does an amazing job, and I get to take days off. I get to rest. I get to sleep. I get to go on vacation and hang out with my friends and live a normal, balanced life. And that is invaluable. So if you want to run a successful, profitable business, you have to do it in a way that does not burn you out. You have to create a schedule that is sustainable for you. And this looks different for everyone. I don't have kids, so that's already a ton of time that I have that parents don't have. So you have to be even more particular with how you spend your time. And outsourcing it allows you to get things done without you being there to actually do them. Number 5, encourage repeat bookings. Now, people aren't going to book you every month for a boudoir session, likely, but you can get them on an annual membership. You can do lifetime clients where they pay a couple $1,000s, and it's like a lifetime of session fees waived no matter what your session fees are. This gives you pre-qualified clients because they've already worked with you. They already know what it's going to cost to purchase the prints, and they're going to keep coming back to you because they want to get their money's worth out of this lifetime subscription that they've purchased from you. I give vouchers with my top packages, as I've already mentioned, encouraging them to come back. I also do themed events throughout the year for all of my clients who hit a certain dollar amount. I call it Black Label status. It's our VIP club. And they get to come back to all these private events. I stay top of mind because I'm bringing them back into my world in a non-salesy way. It's more about the lifestyle and the community, and because this is a place where they go to feel good and hang around good people, they're going to want to keep booking shoots. And once they've seen how great the first one is going to be, they only get better from there. So engineering a system to create repeat clients is absolutely invaluable in helping you grow your business, because as we've generated referrals from point number 3 to getting the same clients back in again, it is way easier and cheaper to make more money off the same people than it is to get new people in your door. So there you go. That is how to grow your business to 6 figures really, really quickly. You can do it in well less than a year if you buckle down and do all of these things. You have to price yourself accordingly. You have to market relentlessly. You cannot let them forget that you exist and that they need you. Number 3, you have to ask for referrals. You can't just wait for them to do it. You must ask for them. Number 4, outsource everything that's repeatable because your time is better spent elsewhere. And number 5, repeat clients. Figure out how to get people back in the door. It could be vouchers. It could be any number of things. Make more money off fewer people and you will be happier and they will be happier, I promise. So again, if you want to know how to shortcut any of these things, head to boudoirguild.com. You get the business mastery course, the marketing course, and the sales and pricing course. All 3 super relevant if you want to get to 6 figures. Notice none of this had anything to do with posing and lighting, because yes, all of that is important, but none of it's about running a business. And you only have to be good enough for clients to recognize what you do and to like what you do before you can start making real money. Obviously, we need to be good at our craft, but it's about running the business. And on that, I'm going to wrap up and flip the studio around because I got a client come in a half hour for a session. You are amazing. I'll see you inside.